Hello, welcome again. In this tutorial, I will talk about migration. Using migration, actually, it can be considered like version control. For example, more than, for example, 5 team members are working in my team. So my application has database, different tables, and I need to create tables, update tables, insert tables. And for creating these tables and schemas, should all the team members write different codes? No. If I create a migration, all the team members can just use that migration for creating tables. And even if you want to make some change in the table schema, in different tables, add columns, then what should we do? Should we edit everything, write code from the scratch to update the tables? No. Migrations help us in this. We can easily update the table, update version, change the database, change the column names, and all the team members can easily collaborate in configuring their tables in their machines, in their ends. So this is database. This is migration. To use migration, you have to go to database. Okay, in database you have a folder named migrations. See, I have created these articles migration. By default, users table and passwords table, these migrations are provided by the Laravel framework. Okay, let's first analyze the database file. What's here in the database? PHP will use the database. It has by default SQLite, MySQL, PGSQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server. So these are by default given, and default database connection is MySQL. That means by default my application will use MySQL database. If I want to use SQLite, I can change it here, but I am going to use MySQL right now. Okay, so see, MySQL configuration driver, MySQL host. See, in env, that means read from environment variables. It will read from environment variables. It will try to write from environment variables db host. If db host is not found, it will use localhost. It will try to find the database, db database. If the database is not found, by default for database will be used. Username, it will try to find db username from the environment variable, and if it doesn't find, it will use by default fork. db password, it will try to find the db password. If it is not found, it will use by default blank. So let's see the environment variable. This is here .env. I have already set the db host, localhost, db database test. By default there may be different value. I have changed it to test. I will show you why. And db username, I have changed it to root. Okay, and db password is also blank. So my application will use these configurations or these values. Let's go to php myadmin, root, password. I am going to, password is blank. I am going to log in. See, I have a database test. I have already done migrations. So there are 3 tables: password, resets, users, migrations. I have already done one migration one time. To do let's do from scratch to show you. To do migration, I have to go to terminal. Okay, fine. So artisan migration reset m artisan migrate reset. Okay, I have resetted all the migrations. There is only one table. Let's drop it also. Nothing is there. Okay, I have created the database, and I am deleting this file also. I have created this. I will create this later. Let's delete it for now to show you articles. Okay, I have deleted that file. So first of all, it has users table. Up, down. These are two methods. Schema create, that means it is going to create the table. And down method, schema drop, that means it is going to drop the table. This is table's name, function blueprint table first. So table increments id. id, it will increment the value. Its new value is entered this time. And this is creating a username column, which is of type string. And this is creating a column whose name is email, and it will be unique. And this is creating a password column which is of type string to the table, and its length will be of 16. Other things, remember token, timestamps. These are remember token. This is not necessary right now. No. Timestamps, it will actually create different timestamps when it is created, when the entry is entered into the database. There is another table, password table, password resets, table name, similar thing. Okay, let's try to migrate it. Artisan migrate. Okay, see, by default, as I have said, the database name to table and given all the configuration things, password, root, username, root, password, blank character. My application is directly finding this database, test database, and it has created the two tables, users, passwords. Migrations, this is a table created to create what are the files that are already migrated, and actually to keep the status of different migrations, let's say, for now. Okay, now let's go to MySQL test database to see MariaDB test. So here we can see different things. Let's see the help. I can use either backslash this slash this or help, both are fine. So I can see help menu, clear, connect, delimiter, ego or slash capital G, send command to MySQL server, display result vertically, and another one, go, send command to MySQL server. Okay, let's use go, show tables, go, it will show the tables from my test database. Oh, sorry, there is some mistake. MySQL test. Okay, let's go. Show columns from users. Go. What's happening? Anything wrong? Show tables in MySQL. What's wrong here? Everything is fine. MySQL test. Okay. Status. Connection is fine. Localhost TCP. Okay. Select star from users. Yep. Help. What I'm typing? Was it typing anything wrong? Go or okay? Let's use go. Show tables. Yep, it's right. What was with go? What is the problem with go? Maybe it should be type MySQL test go show tables. I don't know what is happening, but I will see that and show tell you later. Let's try to use the slash command. So let's see what are the tables there. Show tables. I'm sending the command to server, and what will happen if I try to use capital G? It will show the results vertically. It is showing the results. It's not nice format. We are not habituated to see this format. And if I want to show the schema or show columns from users table, the columns are, you can see the details columns: username, email, password, remember token, created and updated. These are timestamps. So created and updated. These are timestamps. These timestamps. Now my job is, I have seen that I have made a mistake. I want it to be user ID instead of username. What I can do? Okay, what I can do? So Laravel provides me with the opportunity to roll back. I can roll back. My artisan migrate rollback. Oh, sorry, I made a spelling mistake. Rollback. So two files, two migrations are rolled back. Users table, password receipt table. Okay. Now let's migrate again. I have made the change here. It is now user ID. Now let's migrate again. Migrate. Okay. Now let's go to MySQL again. The test database. And show columns from users. See the change here, ID, user ID, it has been changed. I don't need to do a lot of things. I just changed the column name and did the migration. This is how I can make the change very easily.